I want to ask some things about Melodifestivalen. You are
Okay.
already in Stockholm,
Yes.
but you also attended two more shows, right? Before.
Yes.
Uh, in comparison with the second chance and the semifinals, how is the final preparations?
Everything is going as planned. They have a really good show sort of lined up for the final. Some nice special guests. We've got Dana International
Mm-hmm.
and we
Charlotte
also have,
Perrelli.
yes, there's a sort of duet because it's been 20 years since Carla Perrelli took the crown in Israel. So they're doing a duet together, singing Diva to Diva. Um, and we've got Felix Sandman and Benjamin
Benjamin.
Grosso opening the show. They have an interesting way of introducing the artists this year from the party bus that we've seen in all of the different semifinals. So not only will we have the host, which Sarah Dawn Finer actually fell out of the party bus last night during the jury final, but hopefully she will be able to get off of her staging quite well. But they have everyone coming out of this bus, all of the artists, and it's sort of a party atmosphere, very sort of Mardi Gras sort of feel to it.
You also attended the welcome reception. How was the event?
It's actually held in a new hall, Bergen Sollenja. Beautiful, very intimate, with a beautiful stage and three massively table service, sort of black tie, beautiful. And they actually had the host of the Swedish music show Skåsrodalotta, which is a very famous music show in Sweden where they play snippets on a piano and
Nice.
you stand up and you sing the song. So obviously the artists and audience were sort of participating. Lena Hedlund was right there sort of singing along.
She's so lovely, isn't she?
Yes, John Ludwig's gospel singers also joined in, and yeah, it was a really good evening. Actually, it was really good.
Do we have any idea why they moved this to a new venue rather than the town hall?
No, I don't know. We were actually discussing it because obviously they normally hold it in the city hall, which is massive, in the gold room where they hand out the Nobel Peace Prize. But actually, two of the tables were empty at the welcome party. One was obviously Nano, because obviously he's having family issues with his brother being in a car accident earlier last week.
Oh.
But no, it was actually quite empty. But it was very it was much smaller than we're used to. But we're actually holding the after party there as well. So they're actually busing us from Friends Arena to Berlin Salinger, which is actually here, not far from where I'm standing in Sergelstorp.
They provided the bus for the
Yes.
press. Oh, that's nice.
Yes.
And now the big question: how's Victoria's voice?
She's really good, actually.
Is she better? Is she feeling better?
Yes.
She had
she was ill at the beginning of last week, and obviously the doctor told her to take it easy. So during the rehearsals, she had been taking it easy and making sure that she was holding everything back. But last night, she delivered a flawless performance, and we met with her just after the jury final, and she reiterated that she's feeling well up for it, and her voice delivered. So no, it was all good.
What is the general feeling for Melodifestivalen in the city?
The Swedish feel, and actually a lot of the international fans here are actually summing up for a really good show. It does feel like it's all leaning in one direction, with John Ludwig being the favorite from the odds and from the betting and everything that we've seen so far.
But he's not very sure that he will be voted by the Swedish.
No, that's very true. He's when I spoke to him last night, he was very worried that the international juries were not going to vote for him, and I think he will split the vote. He might not get the most points from the juries, but I think he will get enough to take it. There are going to be some big upsets, I think, from the televote in regards to the jury vote, but I think he's probably going to have a landslide victory from a points point of view.
Before I ask you about the jury rehearsal last night, um, I have to mention your background. Something is happening behind you. Can you explain?
Yes, behind me here we have an another anti-Israeli protest from the Palestinian side. Obviously, thinking that Eurovision obviously is bad news, and it's celebrating the negative aspect that Israel is obviously in at the moment. But everyone needs to know that obviously the Eurovision Song Contest is about bringing people together, and the music is all about being that universal language that everyone can understand.
Yes. Um, can you tell me if this is happening for some time now, or is it in the beginning? Because I see very few people only.
Uh, there, well, there's quite a large group, but
There is.
I, 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 I I haven't seen it this week at all, but the we had seen it when we obviously visited the UK final up in Manchester, um, and everywhere we seem to be where there is a Eurovision event happening, there seems to be some sort of noise in regards to this, much more so than I've ever used to from any other Eurovision.
By the way, this is not a large group. You have to see protests in Athens to understand what a large group means. Now, I want to ask you about the jury rehearsal. Um, how how were the performances in terms of the Eurovision feeling? Did you get any act that can go to Tel Aviv and actually get the trophy?
Yes. Um, I'm convinced that none of these songs are a Eurovision winner. I believe there are a couple of songs that could easily be top five. Um, Again, because the Swedish always does well with the juries, regardless of what the public thinks. John Ludwig is going to do particularly well if he goes to um, Tel Aviv, predominantly because he's going to be the potentially the very first artist that actually wrote another song for another country and
For
he'll be
the UK.
distancing himself, which will obviously bring a lot of noise anyway. Uh, I really like Liamo and Hannah. They
Mhm.
are really good, and visually it's stunning. I haven't seen
They are
anything like it
second in the
before.
betting odds right now.
They're second in the betting odds by a
Yes.
long way behind
Hmm.
John Ludwig, but they are second in the betting odds, and I feel from a visual point of view, and actually, it's a very Eurovision style duet. It's not
Yes.
something. It's nothing new, but from a visual point of view, I think it would easily stand out in Tel Aviv.
So, in general terms, this year, can we say that we might not have the greatest of Melodifestivalen songs, but we do have good songs in the final, right?
Definitely, definitely. I think all 12 songs actually could very easily do well in Eurovision.
Yes.
They all have that little je ne sais quoi that gives them that little bit of edge. Again, the Swedish songs are always, and the Swedish writers often write a lot of the Eurovision songs that we will see in Tel Aviv, but the all of 12 songs are easily being able to sort of represent the country and do it well.
Yes. Who's your personal favorite?
Personal favorite for me would be Liamo and Hannah. I have a soft spot for Lena Headland because she's bringing the Schlager back,
Yes.
and I love my Schlager, but I know she's not going to do well. But she does give a wonderful performance, and um, Victoria, I love her. I love her style of performance, and but I think the song isn't special enough to make it, unfortunately. And obviously, everyone's talking about John Lundvig. Uh, he's not my personal favorite, but Darren, who has just arrived, he wants to join me. um, has just
Hello.
arrived.
Hello.
His favorite is John Lundvig, and he seems to think that the gospel aspect of it will take it
Mhm.
all the way to the top.